That corporate income tax that passed the Wyoming House but failed in the state Senate earlier this year is back. It's on the table at a two-day meeting of the Joint Revenue Committee that started Monday in Cheyenne. Also on the table is a higher wind energy tax, a hike in the state fuel tax, and an optional municipal tax. And the discussion surrounding revenue diversification, also known as higher or new taxes, has taken a different twist in the aftermath of the latest coal mine closures in Gillette. Acting Chief of Staff for Governor Gordon, Buck McVeigh, says Wyoming is at a crossroads and needs to look at different levels of coal production and how it squares with the state's tax policy.
The strife that's facing our coal industry and that steady revenue player that we always counted on during the tough times with oil and gas. We're losing that.
Or at least a lot of it. McVeigh also says the Gordon administration is not calling for new taxes. He says the administration wants to see how the revenue stream will look 15 years down the road. House Revenue Chairman Dan Zwanitzer says he also would like to see a picture of future revenues and says it's his committee's responsibility to bring quality proposals, even unpopular ones, to the full legislature.
We're going to be bringing something, and people probably won't like it, but people don't like taxes.
Back to that 7% corporate income tax bill. It's called the National Retail Fairness Act. Now, you'll recall it failed in the legislature earlier this year. We asked Senate Vice President Ogden Driskill why the Revenue Committee is bringing it back when it faces opposition from the same lawmakers that already voted it down.
Some things just don't know when to die, and they get revisited and revisited. And, you know, that came out of left field pretty fast last year. I don't think there was good understanding on either side of it, what the true implications are. I'm not sure we've seen them yet again.
But the corporate income tax has support from educators, including the Wyoming Education Association, because they say the estimated $40 to $45 million a year the tax would generate would whittle away at the $300 million structural deficit facing public schools.
The National Retail Fairness Act is one step in the right direction to increase funding for schools.
If the corporate income tax were to pass with no earmarking for schools, Johnson says the WEA would still support it because it would alleviate financial pressure on schools. Robert Jiha, Cowboy State Daily.